I caught my cheating wife when her lover answered my call from her phone. People say you remember the exact moment your life falls apart, the smell in the air, the sound around you, the weight in your chest. For me, it was a Tuesday afternoon. I was standing in line at a hardware store in Ohio, holding a pack of screws, thinking about absolutely nothing important when my wife's phone called me. Except she didn't call me. She couldn't have called me, because she had just texted me saying she was headed into a meeting and she'd be unreachable for an hour. But there her name was, glowing across my screen. I laughed at first, thinking maybe she pocket dialed me. But the moment I answered, my world cracked in half. Because the voice on the other end wasn't hers. It was a man's voice. Calm, confident. Almost annoyed that I picked up. "Yeah," he said, "what do you need?" I froze. My heart stopped. And just like that, my entire marriage flashed before my eyes. That single moment, that single voice, was the beginning of the end. And the beginning of my revenge. My name is Michael, 35 years old. I've been married for 7 years to a woman I thought was my soulmate. Let's call her Hannah. We met at a small college in Kentucky and built what everyone said looked like the perfect life. A house in the suburbs, good careers, weekend barbecues with neighbors, the whole American dream checklist. But the truth, dreams don't shatter quietly. They explode. And mine exploded when another man answered my wife's phone. The conversation still haunts me. "Hello," I said, confused. The man sighed, "She's in the shower, what do you want?" It felt like someone punched the air out of my lungs. Shower? She was supposed to be in a meeting. I didn't say anything, I couldn't. My brain was scrambling, trying to understand what was happening. "Hello," he repeated, "you gonna say something or what?" My voice shook, "Who is this?" He laughed like I was the idiot in this scenario. "Her friend," he said. "Her friend," I snapped. "Then why do you have her phone in your hand while she's showering?" Silence. Then he hung up. Just like that. I stared at my screen like it was a bomb that had just detonated. People around me in the store were shopping, living their normal lives while my heart tried to crawl out of my chest. I called her again. Straight to voicemail. Again. Voicemail. Again. Still voicemail. My hands were shaking so hard I dropped the screws. I walked out of the store without buying anything. I sat in my truck for 20 minutes, staring at my phone, feeling the world tilt sideways. Then another thought hit me. If she's cheating, I need proof, real proof. And I'm not proud of what I did next, but I did it anyway. My wife used a location sharing app with me whenever she traveled out of state for work. She'd temporarily disabled it months ago because she said it drained her battery. Yeah, turns out that was a lie. While sitting in my truck shaking, I remembered I had screenshots of her last shared location. The app had glitched months ago and showed me her location for 2 extra days before it fully disconnected. Same neighborhood, same area, same side of town, the same place where that unknown man had answered her phone. My stomach twisted. I wasn't dealing with paranoia. I was dealing with betrayal. And I needed the truth. I drove straight to that address. Every mile felt like a year. My hands were trembling against the steering wheel. I kept picturing her smile, her laugh, her telling me she loved me that morning. Were all those lies? When I finally reached the apartment complex, I parked across the street, heart pounding so loudly I felt it in my teeth. I didn't want to go inside. I didn't want to know. But I got out anyway. Building C, apartment 304. That was the last location I'd seen. I walked up the stairs slowly, every step heavy. And halfway up, I heard laughter. Her laughter. Her voice. Her giggle that used to be mine. At that point, something inside me snapped. I knocked. Hard. The laughter stopped instantly. A man opened the door, the same voice from the phone. He looked me up and down with this arrogant smirk like he'd just won a prize. He didn't even ask who I was. He knew. "Where's my wife?" I asked through clenched teeth. He stepped aside. And there she was, standing in a long t-shirt that clearly wasn't hers. Her hair still damp from the shower. Her eyes wide like she'd seen a ghost. My heart felt like it exploded in my chest. "Michael, I can explain," she stuttered. "Explain," I said coldly, "but do it fast." The guy leaned against the wall, crossing his arms like this was entertainment. She started rambling. "It's not what it looks like. We were just talking. It's complicated. I wasn't happy. I didn't know how to tell you. I didn't say a word." Because while she talked, I pressed record on my phone. I recorded every lie, every excuse, every pathetic attempt to justify cheating. Then I said something I'll never forget. "Thanks, that's all I needed." I turned around and walked away while she was still crying. I didn't scream. I didn't confront the guy. I didn't break anything. Revenge isn't about rage. It's about justice. And the best revenge is exposing someone with their own words. That night, I gathered everything. Heavy checkmark phone call logs. Heavy checkmark recording of her confession. Heavy checkmark screenshots of her location. Heavy checkmark photos of her at the apartment. Heavy checkmark screenshots of her text messages I pulled from our shared cloud. She didn't know it synced. I packed my bags. I slept on the couch. And the next morning, I handed her a folder full of evidence. She flipped through it, her face draining of color. "You recorded me," she yelled. "You cheated on me," I replied calmly. Her jaw twitched. She looked furious, but not because she felt guilty. She was furious she got caught. The final page in the folder. Divorce papers. She dropped the folder like it burned her. "You're leaving me," she cried. "No," I said, "you left me the moment he answered your phone." But the universe wasn't done. 2 weeks after I moved out, I got a message from her sister. Turns out the guy she cheated with. He had another girlfriend. A serious one. One who found out about my wife and dumped him the same week. Then he blocked my wife. Changed his number. Moved out of state. She lost everything. Her affair partner. Her reputation. Her marriage. Her stability. And the best part, I didn't lift a finger. Karma did all the work. Months later, she asked to meet for closure. I agreed. Not for her. For me. We met at a quiet coffee shop in Cincinnati. She looked worn out. Dark circles under her eyes. Hair unkempt. Nothing like the confident woman she used to be. "I miss you," she whispered. "I made a mistake." "No," I said gently, "you made a choice. Can't you forgive me?" I shook my head. "I did forgive you," I said, "but forgiveness doesn't mean reunion. Forgiveness means I no longer carry the weight of what you did." She cried again, but this time I felt nothing. Because the truth is, you don't win someone back who betrayed you. You walk away so they can drown in the consequences they created. Today I'm stronger. Happier. Freer. My life didn't end the day another man answered her phone. It began. Cheating destroys trust, but sometimes it frees you from someone who never deserved you in the first place. And every time my phone rings now, I don't panic. I don't wonder. I'm at peace. Because the truth revealed itself the moment that stranger picked up her phone. And karma handled the rest. If someone can lie about where they are, if someone can lie about who they're with, if someone can lie about why another man answers their phone, then they can lie about everything. But the universe doesn't stay silent. It reveals truth in the most unexpected ways. And sometimes, a single phone call is all it takes to expose a lifetime of lies.